हमारे आज के खास प्रोग्राम एजेंडा इन एजुकेशन में आप सभी का स्वागत है। जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं कि इन दिनों युवाओं को करियर काउंसलिंग को लेकर मार्गदर्शन की बेहद आवश्यकता है और इसी के तहत हमारा ये प्रोग्राम युवाओं को संदेश देता है। इसी प्रोग्राम के तहत हम अपने स्टूडियो में अलग अलग विषयों के विशेषज्ञों को बुलाते हैं और उनसे इस पर चर्चा करते हैं ताकि युवाओं को अपने करियर की राह चुनने में मदद मिल सके। तो आज हमारी इस कड़ी में और इसी प्रोग्राम में हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं कृष्ण पांडे जी, जो कि एक लेखक भी हैं और यूनिवर्सिटी सनराइज यूनिवर्सिटी के वाइस चांसलर भी हैं। कृष्ण पांडे जी अब तक 10 किताबें लिख चुके हैं और 11वीं पब्लिश होने वाली है। कृष्ण पांडे जी, हमारे स्टूडियो में आपका बेहद स्वागत है। कृष्णनाथ जी, सबसे पहले हम जानना चाहेंगे आपसे आपका परिचय कैसा रहा, आपका अब तक का सफरनामा।
I believe that you will permit me to speak in English because I'm not very comfortable in Hindi.
Sure, sir.
So at the very outset, I want to thank STV that they invited me for this onerous task. When it comes to me, I get reminiscent of 1980 when I was selected by UN to be a part of the team that had been establishing Tribhuvan University in Kathmandu, Nepal. In 1984, I came to the service of Government of India through UPSC, but after a period of 4 years, I demoted my office and I joined NTPC.
Okay.
From there, I moved to Delhi Vidyut Board. Then I came to Power Grid and demoted my office as General Manager on 31st July 2017. And the very next day, I was having the offer and I joined Lingayaj University, Faridabad as Professor of Practice. And from there now, I am with Sunrise University.
Okay. So, sir, I just want to ask this question. Why did you join Sunrise University? Why not any other university?
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, you have touched my heart.
Okay.
There is a thought process in my mind that I should join a university where I could deliver most.
Okay.
And when I was being interviewed, then I found that yes, this is the place where my potential could be realized.
Okay.
That was the reason as why did I choose Sunrise University
University
and not any other university.
Okay, okay. So, what did you bring to the Sunrise University?
Well, let me be honest with you. Whenever I used to go to various other countries, for example, cities like Tokyo, Beijing, Rome, Amsterdam, or San Francisco,
Okay.
New York, then I was having a discussion with Professor Muhammad Akbarpur, who is supposed to be the specialist in behavioral economics. He told that you meet Professor Dan Mosavi. Dan Mosavi was dean at that point of time of Lucas Business School and he had got his PhD from Stanford. Then I found that unlike Western countries, in India, those who practice as professionals out there in the field, in corporate world,
Yes.
in other areas, they don't come for teaching.
Yes.
And those who are teaching, they don't go to the corporate world for practicing.
Practice, right.
So there was a gap.
There is a
between.
gap, right, right.
So I thought that if I can fill this gap, it would be ideal. So in order to do that, I had prepared myself to
Okay.
join a university,
Okay.
and then I found that the person who had spent his life in corporate world in various positions. Now he is here to teach, because then he will bring the real life issues and how was the whole thing was sorted out.
Okay.
And this is why I joined academics.
Academics, right. So, sir, nowadays, as you can see, youth is uncomfortable in 2023.
Yeah.
Youth is not at peace at all. Youth
Yeah.
is confused somewhere.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? How should they deal with this situation?
Well, it's very kind of STV that you brought this point at this juncture.
Yeah.
There is unrest because there is a syndrome known as imposter syndrome.
Okay.
In imposter syndrome, people lose the confidence
Okay.
about their own abilities.
Okay.
So youth should overcome this,
Okay.
because in most of the cases the awareness is of paramount importance. So youth should take a look around, develop awareness by observing, and then find out what can germinate into big business tomorrow.
Okay.
Second thing, that there is an adage: if you read, you forget; if you see, you remember;
Right.
if you do, you learn.
Right.
So, for example, when I read a book last year in 2022, Work Without Jobs, so I was impressed that the person who is at the helm of the affairs
Right.
is in fact not having any job cut out for himself or herself.
Okay.
So there I found that I have to see as what can I contribute.
Right.
So that reading is meaningless if I don't practice it. So second thing is that if you see, you remember, means the youth should start moving out
Moving out. Right.
to various places of interest.
Explore.
Maybe explore that, maybe water bodies, maybe a safari, maybe visiting a monument,
Okay.
so on and so forth, because then they will remember.
They will.
But above all, if they do something, then they will learn.
Right.
For example, most of the people equate degree with learning. No, it's not like that. You should have the understanding as where, what, how and when this can be taken care of.
Okay.
So few years back, people were not aware about the importance of millet,
Right.
and today millet is the costliest grain.
Yes. Right, sir.
So
I agree.
had someone thought of taking care of millet, today the person would have been a millionaire. But what happened? That most of the youth got a degree from an university, and then they want a job under double quote, preferably in government, why not in private,
Right.
and why not start a business of your own,
Right.
because you were aware about it.
Yes. Now.
So that is where I want to make one more point. Winners are not the best people.
Okay.
Winners are those who don't give up.
Right. I agree with you, sir. I totally agree.
Yeah. So you see, research has established that 96% of the population on the planet is having same IQ.
Right.
That is average IQ. 2% are above and 2% are below. And so they are in minuscule minority. At that point of time, if they can concentrate on human anatomy, human body was created by nature to keep only three things in focus. That too in order of passion, preference and priority.
Right.
If you push one more into it, then brain will kick one out.
Right.
So whatever you have got at number one, you should have that passion. You should prefer that,
Right.
and you should prioritize that.
Right.
If that could be done, then possibly this unrest, unemployment, all these things will go away.
Okay.
Why most of the people, I mean youth especially, in the state of Gujarat don't apply for UPSC exams? Because instead they go for setting up a business.
Right, right.
So that person is employed and he is generating employment for others.
Yes, right.
Contrary to this, if you go to say Bihar, then you will find that most of them are craving to crack UPSC,
Yes,
because then they will have nothing to do beyond that.
right.
So they are serving at the most themselves and their families,
Right.
but they are not serving the society because they are not generating the jobs.
Right.
So this is the irony. So I think that the youth should have access to four things. One, they should find out a mentor,
Right.
and mentors should be selected very carefully.
Okay.
Mentor should be told everything frankly, so that mentor can help you. There is another term known as shadowing.
Shadowing.
Yeah. For example, when you are having an electrician, then an electrician has got another person to help him in picking up the right tool and handing it over to him.
Right.
And over a period of time, that person becomes an electrician.
Right.
So the third point that I want to bring to your kind notice at this point of time is that suppose I am not available, but someone else can deputize for me.
Right.
So when that person will go to deputize for me, he will walk extra mile, he will prepare himself, because he knows that he is not the vice chancellor,
Right.
but he will have to function as a vice chancellor.
Right.
So that will help him in growing.
Okay. That's the process actually.
Exactly. So in this processual odyssey, what happens that mentor-mentee relationship will help,
Okay.
shadowing will help, deputizing will help, and becoming an apprentice is equally important.
Okay.
Because though the person is paid less,
Yes.
unlike in Western world where an intern is paid salary, only thing that the person is called intern.
Right.
So we should devise a mechanism like this.
Okay.
That is how the problem of the youth, where it is related with their employment,
Okay.
or they are becoming at peace with themselves, or remaining happy.
Right.
So the last point in this context I would like to mention is that there is one term known as the missing child syndrome.
Okay.
Instead of looking at the total picture,
Okay.
most of the youth begin with the negative point of view.
Right.
So what else if I am going to Rourkela steel mill,
Yes.
if I miss the train?
Right.
What if I am not selected? What if I run short of money?
Right. He's not focusing on the result.
Exactly. So how the journey should begin? Anything is dependent on the thought.
On the thought process.
So you
Yes.
think that if majority of the people are succeeding, I will also succeed.
Right.
If majority of the people are traveling by train and there is no accident, then why my train will become a victim of the accident?
Right. Right.
And what is wrong if I am, say, I hail from Rajasthan, and if I go to Odisha,
Odisha. Right.
then what will happen? You see, nothing will happen, because you will have something new to enjoy.
Right, sir.
And when I am in Odisha, why should I crave for the cuisine of Rajasthan there?
Right, sir.
We should rather enjoy the newness,
Right, sir.
the new food,
Right.
different type of people, different language, different culture. So they should think, oh God, you are so kind to me.
Right.
that the happiness is based on variety. Nature has created everything in variety.
Right.
So when you are getting an opportunity to get something else, please enjoy that and don't crave for Rajasthani food there. You know this.
Right, sir. Then the thing is ki we should positivity in our mind. We should keep positivity in our mind.
Yeah, exactly. The very thought process should begin with, if majority of the people are succeeding, I'll be one of them.
Okay.
Because after all, all of us are part of the nature. And nature does not believe in 100% security, safety, stability.
Right.
The change is taking place every moment.
Right.
And since we are part of the nature, we also have to change accordingly.
Right. So Pandey ji, my next question is ki what unique thing is Sunrise University is going to do?
Well, I mean, I'm thankful to you that you brought this point. Sunrise is a university,
Right.
as it is known to everybody. So the technique of teaching, mostly people use the term pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
But then they forget that pedagogy is teacher-taught relationship and it is good for rote learning. So it should not be used beyond +2.
Okay.
Now, of course, the new education policy is talking about 5 + 3 + 3.
Yes.
It means 11 years.
Yes.
So if you have completed 11 years, then the use of pedagogy is not required anymore.
Okay.
You enter a university that is tertiary level of education, for which there is another technique known as andragogy. So Sunrise University is the first university in the world that brought out the book Andragogical Interventions,
Okay.
and academicians across the globe should concentrate on andragogy. And there is a third term, that irrespective of your age, your gender, your orientation towards food, clothes, tattoo, this, that, fine. But then keep adding value to your knowledge, repertoire and personality.
Right.
So I am learning because learning starts while one is in cradle and till one goes to the grave.
Okay.
So that is known as autonoetic. All of us keep learning like that.
Right, sir. So Pandey ji, as you have a great journey, so we want to know that which college or university is your ideal in the field of education?
Well, I mean, though there are so many, but then I'll take care of the readers' precious time. I had my sojourn in San Jose.
Okay.
So I started interacting with Professor Mini of San Jose State University, and then I found that San Jose State University is having a unique blend where they want professors from corporate world and they send their professors back to practice.
Right.
So if you have done say your MBA, please don't teach only.
Okay.
Go back and start managing.
Managing, right.
So then from there I got this thought and I am practicing it day in and day out. And this is my humble request to the youth in 2023 that they should go for this exchange from academics to corporate, corporate to academics.
Right.
If we do it, it's wonderful. For example, when the President of the USA demoted his office, Barack Hussein Obama, after serving the USA for 8 years, then he joined a university. Now there he can teach better
Okay.
because he was at the helm of the affairs.
Yes.
So thankfully Dr. Abdul Kalam was having this habit.
Right.
When he demoted his office as President of the Indian Union, then he went to teach. And look, he died while teaching
Right.
at Indian Institute of Management, Shillong.
Yes, sir. Right.
So that is what should take place. And this is what unique culture I am trying to imbibe in the fraternity of people who are taking care of the affairs of Sunrise University, that they should go to practice, bring the real life stories
Okay.
to the students,
Okay.
and keep sending students to the places where this type of environment is given to them.
Right. Okay. At the end of program, sir, what message you want to give to our youth?
I am getting reminiscent when I was young biologically. I am still very young, though I am bald-headed, doesn't matter, because the human brain is completely developed by the end of the 5th year. Only the body is that our kid.
King, yes.
So similarly, the person who is bald-headed, the body is appearing to be old, but the brain is still very sharp and lethal. So I want the youth to follow this dictum, because in that case they will be able to succeed, and above all they will have the life as a journey in happiness.
ओके सो हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद थे कृष्ण नाथ पांडे जी. सर, थैंक यू सो मच दैट यू टुक योर प्रीशियस टाइम फ्रॉम योर बिजी शेड्यूल. थैंक्स फॉर कमिंग हेयर इन आवर स्टूडियो, एंड युवाओं को मार्गदर्शन देने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
I am thankful to STV that they gave me this opportunity where I could disseminate the information of whatever I had, and in fact it's a privilege for Sunrise University. It's privilege for me that STV thought that I can talk something. Thank you so much. I'm really thankful to you, STV, not only the anchor but the crew members who are behind the camera, and the director who is looking at me from across the I should say window pane, and I am really thankful, and I look forward to interact with this wonderful team.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed.